Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Anna's Kitchen. Now for today's video, we'll be making orange chicken. Alright, so first off I'm going to wash my chicken with vinegar and then I'm going to just rinse it off with just water. Now I have already gone ahead and deboned my chicken, so I just pull all the bones from out the thigh and that's it. I would recommend you using deboned chicken, so if you don't know how to debone, I would suggest you YouTube it. Now we're going to be cutting our chicken into smaller pieces. You don't have to use the size that I use on the screen. You can use whatever size that you feel comfortable using. Okay, so after we finish cutting our chicken into smaller pieces, we're going to get ready to season it and setting it aside for 50 minutes so it can marinate. Okay, so we're going to be adding 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder, and 1/2 teaspoon all-purpose seasoning. After that, we're going to give it a stir and then we're going to set that aside. So I'm going to be cutting some onions into big enough pieces, and then I'm going to be using 1 stalk of Escallion. I decided not to cut that up because I want it to be removed easily, so I just smash it with my knife and put some slits into it. After that, I'm going to cut 1/2 of 1 pepper and 2 sprigs of thyme. In just a moment, I will be adding these fresh seasoning to my chicken so it can continue to marinate. But I'm going to be doing the batter now, so I'm using 1 cup all-purpose flour. Then I'm going to use 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Then I'm going to be using 1 tablespoon baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon garlic powder, and 1/2 teaspoon all-purpose seasoning. Okay, here I'm just adding my fresh seasoning to my chicken, and I'm just going to combine that and continue letting it sit for the remainder of the 15 minutes. I'm going to give my dry ingredients a stir, and then I'm going to add my wet ingredients. So I'm going to be using 1 egg, 1/3 cup of water, and just mix that until it's combined with no lumps in it. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of oil and then mix that until it's combined. Okay, so once the 50 minutes is over, I'm going to take my chicken and place it into my batter, ensuring not to get any of the fresh seasoning into the batter. If you haven't, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and stay tuned to the end to see the finished product. After we get all the pieces of chicken into the batter, we're just going to cover it and then set it in the fridge for half an hour. Now I'm going to be juicing my oranges. 2 medium-sized oranges is suffice for a 2/3 cup of orange juice. After we juice all the oranges, then we're going to be straining it to separate the seed and the pulp from it, and then we're going to set that aside. In a saucepan over medium heat, I'm going to fill it halfway with oil and let that heat up. Once it's heated, I'm going to add my chicken to it and just let it fry until it's golden brown and starts floating. I went in with a fork just to make sure that they're not sticking onto each other and to turn them over. Once the chicken are golden brown and starting to float on top, I'm going to remove them and place them on a plate that I have to the side with a towel, just to drain the excess oil from them, and then I'm going to repeat this until all the pieces are finished. Side note, remove the little pieces that are left because it degrades the performance of the oil if you leave it in there. Once I finish frying all the pieces of chicken, then I'm going to get a next pot over medium heat and I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of oil to that and let it heat up. Next, I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon chili flakes, 1 teaspoon ginger extract, or if you have minced ginger, then you can add that to it. Then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon minced garlic, the 2/3 cup orange juice, and then I'm going to stir that until it's combined. R2, then I'm going to add half cup brown sugar. I'm going to stir it until the sugar crystal starts to dissolve. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and then I'm going to add 1/4 cup of vinegar. I add the vinegar 2 tablespoons at a time, but in equivalent it's still 1/4 cup vinegar. We're just going to stir until it's combined and leave to simmer for 1 to 2 minutes. While the sauce is simmering in a cup, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of water and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Mix it together and then I'm going to add it to my sauce. Now I'm going to stir it until it becomes thick like maple syrup. After my sauce reach syrup-like, see, I'm going to add all the pieces of chicken to it and Continue to like, share, and subscribe if you are new here. See you in the